G'day and welcome to this edition of the COLAC Herald Sports Mash. I'm Lachlan Cowlishaw, beside me is Ben Martin as always. How are you, Ben?
I'm going well, Loch.
That is fantastic. We've got plenty of football and netball to get through for you. My voice is going a bit, so I'm going to hand it over to Ben with the footy. What's been going on?
Plenty of action in the COLAC and District at the weekend. We'll kick off with the COLAC District Football League news. We'll get into the GFL in a second, but South COLAC has defeated Otway Districts after trailing at every change, but pipped the Demons in the final quarter. They won 15-16, 106 to the Demons 10-9, 69. Tim Spears, Tyson Dean and best on ground Adam McNamara in his 250th game all kicked 3 goals in the win. As I said, Adzi Mac best on ground, while Stuart Foley in defence and Tom Whitecross were also among the Roos best players for Otway Districts. Ross, the Otway Panther, kicked 3 goals, while Adam Harris, the coach, Aaron Marnie and Stewie Sutherland were also among the Demons' best. The next game now, Illawarra Biak has won its first game of the season.
I tipped that.
You did
make that clear.
They defeated the LV Swans 11-15, 81 to 11-12, 78. So a bit of a thriller. They actually went into the final quarter trailing, but ended up pipping the Swans in this one. Jordan Smith 3 goals, Tony Walker 3 goals, while Sam Barrow, Sean Dell and Daniel Smith were among the best players for Illawarra Biak. For LV, Liam Williamson coming up from the juniors, he kicked 6 goals in the juniors, come up and kicked 2 goals in the seniors, while Dylan Lowe and Mitch Williamson also kicked 2. Tyler Manane, Jared Douglas and Spencer Williamson were also among the Swans' best in this one. The next game now, Western Eagles remain undefeated. They defeated last year's finalists in Simpson 17-7, 109 to 13-6, 84. Simpson were actually up by 4 goals after the first quarter in this one, so the Eagles, probably their biggest challenge so far this season, had to fight back to win this one at Ilwerpy Recreation Reserve. Jake Reed kicked 5 goals for the Eagles, while Mark Shaw, Nick Lacandra and Tyson Slott, a couple of recruits there, were their best. For Simpson, Nick Harding kicked 4 goals, while Joel Hayward, Chester Gardner and, as I said, Nick Harding were among the Tigers' best. The next game now, the grand final rematch between Lawn and Forest. Lawn actually got one back against the Lions in this one.
The Dolphins.
They won 16-15, 111 to 7-5, 47 on their home ground at Lawn's Stribling Reserve. Luke Norton kicked 4 goals, Louis Heimer with 3, while Joel Tipping and the coach Brock Shields were the Dolphins' best. For Forest, Ben Hood kicked 2 goals, while Sean Calcedo, the skipper, Michael Gregorio and Scott Ganger were the Lions' best in this one. The final CDFL game at the weekend, COLAC Heroes won their 10th straight. They defeated Birregurra 12-14, 86 to 10-8, 68 to win their 4th game of the season. Obviously, they finished last season with 6 straight wins. Sean O'Neill, 3 goals, Bo Fenton 2. Reece Tillich, Sean O'Neill and Kyle Roberts were the Imps' best in this one. And for Birregurra, Tom McCrickard, in his first game for the season, he kicked 3 goals, while Jonathan McLean and Paul Cass kicked 2 goals. For the Saints, Campbell Floyd, Cam White and Tom McCrickard were their team's best. And into Geelong Football League news now. COLAC remains winless after their 3rd loss of the season. They lost to Grovedale, which are a bit unfortunate for the Tigers. They're up against it now. They lost 13-19, 97 to 7-11, 53 at Grovedale's Burdu Reserve. Trav Woodmason, in his return game from an Achilles injury, he kicked 4 goals, while Al Adams, Dylan McCarthy and James Linton were among the Tigers' best for Grovedale. Jordan Erskine with 6 goals, while Dylan Fry was their best. Lock.
No worries. Thank you, Ben, for that. There was a lot of action in the footy. By the sounds of it, there was a lot of action in the netball as well. In COLAC Tigers netball action first in the GFL, the Tigers had their first win of the season. They beat Grovedale 32-28. Now there was a bit of a sour note to the win. Caitlin Hammond went down with a serious knee injury, and also Riley Stevens in the 17. She hurt her hamstring, so she didn't actually play in the A-grade game. So a couple of injury concerns there, but the best on court for the Tigers were the Hillman sisters. That's Emma and Chelsea. They put in a good performance there, and the Tigers got over the line in a close one. In COLAC District netball games now, Illawarra Biak took on Elvie and got the points 35-19. Good performance here by the Bombers, led by Taylor Learson. She had 19 goals and was best on court, while the recruit Taryn Tom had 16 goals. Morgan Drayton had 11 goals for Elvie, and Morgan Eldridge was Elvie's best player. Otway Districts took on South COLAC. It was a good effort by the Demons, but South COLAC got the win in the end pretty comfortably, 54-36 at Jellybrand Recreation Reserve. Nicole Mitchell, 33 goals, continued her good season. Tegan McNamara as well, having a good season with 21 goals. Simone Hickman, she came across from the Geelong Cougars, I believe, or has played Cougars. She played for the Demons, scored 16 goals. Nicole Mitchell was South COLAC's best, and Hickman was Otway District's best player. In the Pink Day for Cancer match down at Irrawillipi Recreation Reserve, the Eagles had a solid win against Simpson. They were a bit inaccurate, but they got the points in the end, 39-28. Sarah Anderson, the young gun there, she had 22 goals, while the veteran Jenny Fish had 9 goals. Sophie Cronin had 14 goals for Simpson, while the best players were Alexandra Genua and Georgie Rook for Western Eagles and Simpson, respectively. In the second last game we have for you, Colac Imperials took on Birregurra. The reigning premiers were pretty good, 51-38, but they had to work for it. A great second quarter effort got them across the line. Rebecca Scott, 47 goals for the Imps. Cassie Spokes, 18 goals, a goal attack for Birregurra, while Elise Howard was the Imps' best player, and Jess Whedon, another good young player, was Birregurra's best on the day. The final game is Lawn versus Forest, and Lawn have continued their strong start to the season. They beat Forest 56-14, and they're 3 wins and 1 loss from their start of the season. That's their best start for almost a decade. The best players for Lawn were Caitlin Cross and Alice Van Duren, while for Forest it was Julie Anderson and Carly Entercott, the leader down there. She had 41 goals for the Dolphins, while Karen Heathcote had 15 goals. Ben, now it's time for our favourite part of the show.
Finally.
The COLAC Herald Sports Person of the Week, and we've decided we're giving it to a footballer, a COLAC Tigers footballer. Weren't sure he was going to play, but he rocked up and played all right. Who is it?
It's Travis Woodmason from the COLAC Tigers. He spent the good part of a year and a half on the sidelines. Hadn't played before this year since the finals in 2011. An Achilles injury has held him back. So he's been pretty sore. He's tried to make a couple of comebacks, but had a couple of setbacks. But now he's back on the field, kicked 4 goals in the Tigers' loss to Grovedale. So hopefully his recovery keeps going and he can just go from strength to strength. So well done to Travis.
Well done, Travis. And that's it from Ben and I for this week's edition of the COLAC Herald Sports Mash. Make sure you buy Wednesday's edition of the COLAC Herald for all your across the leagues and sports news from us. See you later.
Bye.